We're going to look at forming G chords based on the G major scale. The G major scale contains the notes G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. We will number those 1 through 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then back to 1. To form the G major chord, choose the first, third, and fifth notes of the scale. Choose the first, the third, and the fifth notes of the G major scale. This is a G major chord, or we just call it a G chord. G, B, D. This forms the G chord. To form the G minor, you will choose the first, flat the third, and the fifth. This is a G minor. G, B flat, and D is a G minor chord. To play the G augmented, play the first, third, and sharp the fifth. So it's 1, 3, and sharp the fifth. This is a G augmented chord. To play the G7, you would play G, B, D, which is 1, 3, 5. You would flat the 7th, so instead of an F sharp, you'd play an F. It would be 1, 3, 5, flat the 7. This is a G7 chord, sometimes referred to as a dominant 7. The G7. The G major 7, you use the F sharp. This chord is not used in hymns. Very rare it would be in a hymn. It's usually the regular G7 chord. You can use the G7 chord to form the G diminished. Take the top 3 notes and lower each one a half step. So take the top note, come down to the next note below it, do the same thing for each of the other 2 notes, and this gives you a G diminished chord. That's a G, it's a B flat, a D flat, and an E. Notice in a diminished chord, there's 2 notes between each chord. So there's 2 notes, 2 notes, 2 notes. This is a G diminished chord. For the G6, play 1, 3, 5, and add the 6th note of the scale. This is a G6 chord. G, B, D, and E. For a G suspend 4, you take the 1, 3, 5, but instead of the 3, you play the 4th note of the scale. You play 1, 4, and 5. This is called a G suspend 4. To play the G suspend 2, instead of 1, 3, 5, replace the 3rd with the 2nd. You'd play 1, 2, 5. This is a G suspend 2. We played the G7th a while ago. To get the G9, you would go 2 notes above that, and that would take us to the A. So it would be G, B, D, F, and 9. That is a G9. To play the G11th, you would go 2 more notes beyond that, and you would add the C to that chord. So that's a G11. Now, if you take the G9, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9, and you don't play the 7th, if you leave that 7th out, then this is not called a G9. If you don't play the 7th, this is called a G2, because the 9th is the same thing as a 2. 1 through 8, and 1 more above is 9, or that's the same as a 2. So G, B, D, and the 2 taken an octave higher would be to the A. If you don't play that 7th, this note, if you leave that note out, this is called a G2 instead of a G9. With this note in it, it's a G9. Hope you enjoyed this discussion of chords. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Any other chords you want to see formed, also let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, click the bell, that way you'll be notified when I put up another video discussing piano chords. Thanks for watching.